Good morning to you all. Well, student friends, once again I am coming back on online to reach you on the subject of business environment. I feel very happy you responded very carefully, and I feel and deem it pleasure to brush up once again. I made it clear the concept of business in the previous class. Business, as we know, with the dawn of the civilization, it was in the world in one or the other form. It may be farming, it may be any profession like doctors, engineers, even teacher teaching in the classroom, farmer tilling in the farm. All these are regarded as business. To conclude once again, business means any human economic activity aiming to earn profit. Any activity which aims to earn profit is regarded as business, or rather to say, one who is busy about is called as a business. Today, after having seen the definitions of business, objectives of business, today let us go for the scope of business. Scope means what are the components in the term business, what it contains, that we have to understand today. Scope of business. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರದ್ದು ಏನಂತ ವ್ಯವಹಾರದ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದರ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮನಗಾಣುವುದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ವೆಲ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ ಬೋರ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಟರಿ. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. How we classify the business. Business we classify into broadly two categories: industry and commerce. What is industry? That also we are required to understand. Industry means the unit, the organization which converts the raw material into finished product. So that we call it as an industry. Regarding commerce, whatever goods and services produced by the industry, they are distributed to the consumers, users spread over the world, or reaching the customers through any means. Maybe online business, maybe offline business, like that. Reaching the customer or distributing the goods wherever customers are there. So that is what we call distribution work itself is a commerce. Now let us come to the industry. Industry again we broadly classify into four groups or categories. Number one, genetic industry. Number two, extractive industry. Number three, manufacturing industry. Number four, construction industry. Now let us go for the genetic industry. Genetic industry consists of, these are the olden days industries. They may not be called as industries, but they are also called nowadays recognized as industries. Number one, agriculture. Agriculture in the olden days, agriculture in right from the what are the end? Industry. Industry means the organization which converts the raw material into finished products, usable products needed by the society at large. Into that we are required to understand the one type of industry, genetic industry. The genetic industry is an olden industry. This consists of agriculture. This consists of agriculture, farming. ಕೃಷಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಇದು ಮೂಲ ಮಾನವನ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ವೃತ್ತಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತು. ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇನ್ ಓಲ್ಡನ್ ಡೇಸ್. ನವೆ ಡೇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ರಿಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಿಶರಿ ಆರ್ ಫಿಶಿಂಗ್. ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೇಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಇನ್ ಓಲ್ಡನ್ ಡೇಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇರ್ in the lay of what you call sea or river side. They used to stay because they used to find their livelihood, that is fish, in the rivers and in ponds and also in the seas. Fishery was the basic industry, rather to say genetic industry. Nowadays, because of the increase in the population, the food production is becoming shortage. The alternative option the human being pointed out is that poultry farming. Poultry, that is, it has become the common food in nowadays. Eggs and chickens are used in every day life for the fulfillment of the hunger of human beings. Then next comes the animal husbandry. Animal husbandry, in addition to agriculture, farmers are keeping the what you call animals for supporting their life. Here we classify what you call beekeeping is there, and the cow keeping is there, buffalo keeping is there, goat keeping is there. All these are comes under the animal husbandry. Animal husbandry ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಶು ಸಂಗೋಪನೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ, ಉಲ್ಲೇಖಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಪಶುಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ, ಹೈನುಗಾರಿಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೈನೋದ್ಯಮ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇವತ್ತು ವ್ಯಾಖ್ಯಾನವನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಶುಗಳ ಸಾಕಾಣಿಕೆಯ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಡೆಸುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಗಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. Extractive industry means there are what you call resources beneath the earth. Beneath the earth ಅಂದರೆ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಒಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವಸ್ತುಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ in Kuwait, Iran, Iraq, even in our country in Bombay, Assam, there we notice that petroleum products are beneath the earth. They are there and they are extracted from the earth and used for the what you call vehicles in the form of diesel, in the form of petrol, in the form of gas. These are all beneath the earth, that is extracted. ಹೊರ ತೆಗೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ, ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಹೊರ ತೆಗೆಯೋದು. ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ those who are having beneath the earth, water is there. Water is also extracted to rigging the borewell, borewell, and that is distributed to the what you call farms. Sometimes water is also sold. That is what you call extractive industry. And one more is mining. There are various mines. Gold mine is there, and bauxite is there, steel is there. All these are what you call minerals. They are beneath the earth. So they are also extracted from the beneath the earth. They are also called all. Even stone mining is there. In our area, in Terdal, in what you call in Bagalkot district, in Belgaum district, Arbhami, there we notice that stones are there beneath the earth. Even in Ilkal, granite is there, the famous granite, world famous granite, that is beneath the earth, that is extracted and sold every corner of the world. That we call it as a extractive, that mining industry, that comes under the category of extractive industry. Then naturally third category of manufacturing is that auto manufacturing. Cycle motors, scooters, even cars, they are comes under the what you call auto industry. Two-wheelers, four-wheelers, like that we may classify into manufacturing. Some what you call equipments are there. Equipments they are assembled and made it a usable what you call vehicle. Maybe two-wheeler vehicle or four-wheeler vehicle, like that. Then machineries. There are machineries. Printing machinery is there. Typing machinery is there. There are various machineries. Lathe machines are there. Molding machines are there. These machinery manufacturing industry. So that is what we call manufacturing industry. Textile, where with the help of the cotton, yarn, ginning mills are there, and weaving mills are there. Finally, printing mills are there. That is what bleaching and printing of saris, weaving of saris. Ultimately, cotton is converted into what you call clothes, various types of clothes used by human beings, right from the child to the age-old people. So that is what you call machineries are there. Textiles are the textile industry. Textile, that I used to say that may be ready-made, may be cloth usable for all the category of people. And one more category of manufacturing is the FMCG. FMCG means fast moving consumer goods. Fast moving consumer goods. What are the fast moving consumer goods? Take for example, everyone is taking tea. Tea is a way of life. Whenever guests are coming, we are offering a tea. Whenever you get up early morning, we used to have a bed tea even. So tea powder, sugar, these are all fast moving. Even salt, grocery items, wheat, jawar, these are all fast moving goods. Even toothpaste, soaps, these comes under the head fast moving consumer goods. So that is also manufacturing. Even plastic packages are there, matchsticks are there, candles are there, incense sticks are there. They comes under the head fast moving consumable goods. Now let us come to the one more category of industry, that is what we call construction industry. Construction, there are resources. Say for example, dam construction, house construction, road construction. There we need stone, there we need cement, there we need steel. All these comes under what we call construction industry. Steel is required. Steel, the iron ore is there. With the help of iron ore, steel bars are manufactured. So that comes manufactured and that becomes the used in the construction industry. Steel. Power andre shakti anta kariteve. Here that is what called water power. Andre jala vidyut utpadane anta. Steam power. There other powers are also there. They are also used here. And in addition to that, cement is there. For construction industry purpose, cement is very much essential. For even road construction nowadays, cement is used instead of what you call other materials. And for the dam construction, building construction, cement is very much essential and inseparable. In addition to that, if there is a building, for building construction, paints are required. Even roads, paints are required. Painting also, paint manufacturing also comes under the category of industry, that is what we call construction industry. So this is just to industry is concerned. Now let us go to the commerce. As I told in the beginning of the class itself that commerce means whatever industry produces, goods and services. These goods and services are made available to the consumers who are spread all over the world. They are spread in distant places. They are made available to their doorstep. That is what we call that commerce does. How commerce we classify? We classify the commerce into two categories, trade and aids to trade. Trade means what? The question comes. All of us are learnt at PUC level, pre-university level, but at this level, to study at depth, we are required to understand the trade meaning. What is the meaning of the trade? Trade means buying and selling of goods and services. And again, trade we classify into two types, home trade and foreign trade. Home trade means trade taken place within the territory of the country, a specific country. Trade taken place in India is called as a domestic trade or home trade. Then in home trade, we again classify into wholesale trade and retail trade. If the goods and services, goods are sold in bulk, they are called as wholesale trade. When goods are sold in small quantity to the final consumers, they are called as retail trade. Wholesale trade, they are the wholesalers or the linkage, mediators between the manufacturers and the retailers. They what we call distributing agents rather to say. Retailers are they are in the channels of distribution, that is the end channel. They are going to reach the customer. They are in touch with the customers, that is what we call retailers. And home trade, now let us come to the one more trade, that is what we call foreign trade. Foreign trade, that also ವಿದೇಶಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು, ವಿದೇಶಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ. ಈ ವಿದೇಶಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು 3 ಥರನಾಗಿ ವರ್ಗೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಫಾರಿನ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಇಂಟು 3 categories. Number 1 category is export, number 2 is import and entry part. Now let us understand what is export. Export means sending the goods from our domestic country to another country. Sending the from our, say for example from India, sending the goods to Singapore or Malaysia. That type of trade is called what you call export trade. Suppose we are receiving goods from other country to our country, that is what we call it as an import trade. Import ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಆಮದು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅದು ಆಮದು ಮತ್ತು ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಕಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ರಫ್ತು ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಉಚ್ಚರಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆ. ರಫ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಆಮದು ಅಂತ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಪಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ familiar with the common man, but that is prevailing in the entire world. Importing goods from one country for the sake of exporting it to another country, that we call it as a entry pot trade. Say for example, we are importing sugar from Pakistan. Say for example, India is importing sugar from Pakistan and sending it to Sri Lanka. Then it comes under the category of foreign trade, entry pot trade. So these are the generally we classified into trade, home trade, foreign trade. Within home trade, wholesale trade and retail trade, foreign trade, export, import and entry pot trade. Then commerce, as I said, consisting of 2, trade and aids to trade. Aids to trade means helps to trade. Which helps to trade? What are the helps to trade? ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್. ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗುವ ಅಂಶಗಳು ಅಂತ. ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗುವ ಅಂಶಗಳು ಅವು ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯ, ಅವಿಭಾಜ್ಯ, ಅದು ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವು ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್? ಟು ಫುಲ್ಫಿಲ್ ದ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್. ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಟು ಡೂ ಎನಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ what you call digital payments are very much essential. So that is possible only through banking. So banks are very much essential. Without banks, no transaction. Of course, in olden days, barter system was there, just exchange of goods for goods. But such transactions are not prevailing because of the invention of currency, because of the what you call outcome of the banking system in the entire world. And one more is there, insurance. Insurance, while sending the goods from one place to another place, there is every possibility of accident. When the goods are kept in the what you call godown, there also we notice that fire possibility is there, theft possibility is there. Against this risk, what you call insurance is taken. The loss is recovered from the insurance company through against the accident, against the what you call fire. The next comes what you call goods are some goods are produced in one season in a year, but those goods are very much essential throughout the year. For that purpose, goods are kept in a godown, goods are kept in a storage, and they are sold or distributed in the market as and when needed. And the next comes what you call goods are produced somewhere, goods are required somewhere, therefore transportation system is required. Transport means saganike anta yavudu annodra ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ. Here we have again road transportation, water transportation, air transportation, like even sea transportation is also, river transportation. There are transportation whichever is feasible, that is made use of that transportation. And nowadays goods, for the sake of gaining, goods are classified based on their what grades. Grading system is there. Best quality A grade, middle quality and low quality. Even sugar manufacturing in our area, sugar factories are there. So sugar cane is converted into sugar, Again, sugar A grade, B grade, C grade, and D grade. Vertical sugars are there. A grade, B grade, C grade. Whatever we are noticing in all the grocery shops in our area, we are noticing only C grade. B grade and A grade sugars are exported to other advanced countries, that is costlier one. Okay, with these few words, today we can close the lecture, second lecture on the for BCom first year students on the topic subject business environment, introduction towards the business. Okay, thank you very much for connecting with us online class.